Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Due to YouTube's changing quote-unquote community standards, I created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can see all of my stuff over there, including my political and social commentary, as well as my current events videos. The links to my YouTube and Rumble channels, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a UFO Activities video on the Aztec, New Mexico crash from 1948. Now, everybody knows about the Roswell UFO crashes from 1947. I did 2 videos on them. Go and check them out. Very few people, however, know that 8 months later, there was another crash site discovered. The place was Hart Canyon near Aztec, New Mexico. The actual crash site marker is northeast of Aztec, about 8 to 10 miles south of the Colorado state line. So it's up in northern New Mexico, about roughly in the middle of the state, maybe off to the west a bit. For more information, I suggest you read the book Behind the Flying Saucers, written by Frank Scully. As I understand it, Scully was the first respected newspaper columnist or journalist to actually investigate and research this crash. From the information that I gathered, U.S. military radar tracked the object from the sky to impact in Hart Canyon in March of 1948. They did not know what the object was, so they sent out a squad to investigate. The squad reported back that the object had crashed. It was a huge silver disc and it was intact. The military then cordoned off the area and put together a team to study the craft. They had a heck of a time just getting inside. Once they finally did, they found 16 dead humanoids. They were all about 3 feet tall and appeared to have been charred or burned. The theory was that some object had perforated a window or porthole and that somehow had killed them. Now, the way they got in was because there was a small hole in one of the portholes, one of the windows, and they were able to stick a rod in and manipulate some controls until the thing opened up. That's my understanding. Now, it just, having all the occupants burned or charred, that doesn't make much sense if the craft is intact. But, who knows? The craft contained living quarters and control rooms as well as other chambers. After days of investigation, it was discovered that the outer ring was made up of a number of sections that fitted closely together. The team managed to disassemble the craft and transport the various pieces to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. The bodies were sent there as well. Evidently, the vast majority of what we know about this event came from Scully's interviews with members of the crash recovery team. So he talked to people who were actually there. Imagine that, investigative journalism. I miss Jim Marrs too, he did a lot of that. But this Scully guy apparently did his work too, so we got to give him props. One interesting side note is a rumor that one member of the team pocketed a device from the saucer. That device was later found to be able to detect oil and other minerals through thousands of feet of solid rock. And there was some sort of a scam about an oil company. I'm not sure exactly what that was about, but it makes sense. If you have a device that detects oil and other minerals through thousands of feet of solid rock, you're going to use it, right? And now the device that the reason they figured it was a scam was because some people got a hold of the device and found out it was a fraud. But again, we're getting multiple stories from multiple sources, so we don't know. Other witnesses to the crash site include men who were sent out to fight a brush fire in the area, and a man named Fred Reed, who was an operative for the OSS, which later became the CIA, was part of a team sent to clear up the crash site of any small metal fragments and debris, as well as to cover any tracks that remain. So we have multiple witnesses talking about the same event. So that's always good. Another rumor had a picture of the saucer appearing in a local newspaper. But that newspaper was bought out and all of their archives were burned. That tells me right there that there was something to this, because when a newspaper is bought out, their archives are merged with the parent company's archives. So it's all put together. They don't burn the old archives. It's just stupid. That's information that could be useful in the future. They do not burn it. It may very well be illegal. I'm not sure. But the newspapers have to keep archives, and when you buy a newspaper, you don't burn the old archives. That's just idiotic on the face of it. To me, that lends credence to some of this stuff, because if a photo of this craft did appear in the newspaper and the government wanted to cover it up, they'd have to get rid of that. And it's easier to burn the archives than it is to find it and get rid of it. You see what I'm saying? The amount of sheer witnesses and their testimony is considerable. The lack of physical evidence is a bit frustrating, but like I said, this thing about them burning the newspaper archives, that to me says there's something to this. So, at any rate, do your own research, and I'd love to read your comments. Hope you guys have a good day now. God bless one and all. Devo Poland, a scientific representative of a pacifist race called the Gandhiri, is sent away as an exchange officer. His objective, to learn the one skill his species never developed, to fight. And he's sent to learn that skill from the one species who does it better than any other in the galaxy, humans. If you like science fiction with an upbeat military tone, check out my novel, Vanguard 1.